$10 donation. So many folks without power, as you've undoubtedly heard through the last week, as they continue to fight back and try to get some normalcy back in their lives. The folks here sympathize, and they have you in their thoughts as well. Team 3 Saints. Great weapon. Thomas Morstead, another unreturnable kick. Eagles back on the field. Saints have run 13 plays and have 14 points. Hope you get out and have your voice heard tomorrow, Election Day 2012. Eagles have moved it well. Only 3 to show for it. And LeSean McCoy already close to 100 yards in his first half, gains 5. That'll give him 95. So that opening drive was 14 plays, a couple of mistakes with penalties, and a big sack that forced a punt. Second drive turned into that interception of the pick 6. Last drive, a long drive, but a field goal as the red zone issues continue for Philly. Second and 5, Vick on the run. They're taking off for the first down as he gets past the 30-yard line.
That's a great job by Michael Vick. Philadelphia is trying to run a screen pass to LeSean McCoy. And McCoy's not going to get out. I think Casillas just grabs McCoy, so there's nobody for Vick to throw the ball. Laughlin grabs him, and Michael Vick says, I'll be the screening back and run it myself. That's good heads-up football by Vick. And McCoy's an outstanding receiver, Mike. We can't lose sight of that as this game unfolds.
28 catches this year. Tied with Brent Selleck, second on this team. Number 31, Vick's got space to fire, and it's complete. Clay Harbor has been a busy target. First down.
Andy Reid does a great job. Marty Morningwig, the offensive coordinator, with bunch formations. They're going to scatter 3 receivers out of here, and they're all going to go different directions. But good pass protection by this Eagle offensive line, and Mike Vick finally gets a chance to step up in the pocket and finish on his front foot. Good route, good protection, nice execution.
McCoy shy of midfield and over 100 yards. Sean McCoy only 120 rushing yards in the last 3 games. This guy was the all-pro running back in the NFL. He led the league with 20 overall touchdowns, 17 on the ground. With that offensive line you keep pointing out, all the hits Vick is taking, it's impacted McCoy's ability to get open spaces, but not tonight. Riley Cooper back from the collarbone injury. He's in the game as Bryce Brown seeks space and is stopped by Jabari Greer off the corner, and a late flag comes down as Broderick Bunkley, the former Eagle first-rounder, now with the Saints, is injured.
They're going to get Riley Cooper for a crack block here. He and Roman Harper going after each other.
Bunkley, big free agent contract here with New Orleans this year, was with Denver last year.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, blindside hit, offense, number 14, 15-yard penalty, still second down.
And we'll take time out to look at the injured Bunkley after the penalty on Cooper. Roger Bunkley, they looked at him on the sideline, getting his helmet back on and ready to go. 77 Bunkley coming in to make the tackle. He missed it and ended up landing head first. And they checked his neck area, tested his strength. He said he was good to go, so the doc, so he's back up on the sideline. Second and 18 from the 35, and here's Vick. Stepping up, got away from one man and slings it out. Stanley Havili out of USC. A gain of 7. John, you were looking at that penalty during the timeout to bring Jerry Austin back in. With penalty that was called on Riley Cooper.
Cooper is flanked out to the left. He goes back inside. The new rule says block him back towards your goal, the blind side. This is a legal block. It's not high. Just comes in and blocks back toward the goal line.
He's blocking in the direction they were going.
Blocking in the direction they're going.
Offensive
legal block.
Thank you, Jerry. Third and 11, empty backfield for Vic. Corey White showing pressure, bailing out of there. Vic had to get rid of it quick, and it's incomplete as Michael took another hit from Cameron Jordan.
Well, you're going to take hits when you're in a no-back set and they blitz it. That time they cause some confusion. You're going to see a free rusher off the right side, but clearly the Saints are blitzing this no-back set, and Mike Vick needs to know the outside rusher is unaccounted for. Nice job by Vick throwing it away, but that's not what you want on 3rd and 11. But once again, Mike, the penalty on Riley Cooper, which I'm hearing wasn't a penalty, doomed that drive.
A couple of times for Philadelphia. Matt McBriar looking to Travaris Cadet. Their catch signal, and he comes up, and the rookie at Appalachian State gets it right around the 25. Just under 5 left in the half. Breeze on the field, up 11. It's up 11, two of the big names at quarterback in the NFL. Proud to tell you that they are listed at 6 feet. Top 2 quarterbacks taken in the draft of 2001. And also on their really second stop for very different reasons. You see their numbers so far. The 1 interception by Vick off the hands of Brent Selleck into the waiting arms of Patrick Robinson. A 99-yard pick 6 on Vick. So while Philadelphia has controlled the ball and has had most of the rushing yards, good last drive by Drew Brees. They paid it off when they got close. Philly did not. That's why we're sitting on an 11-point lead for the 2-5 Saints. Drive starts at 26. Couple of good runs on the last drive from Mark Ingram, and another nice one here as he spins along the sideline. So it's been Mark Ingram and Chris Ivory running well.
Well, you hear about that 9 technique that Philadelphia runs, the guy that plays on the outside shoulder of the tight end. That time, Charles Brown releases to the inside of the 9 technique. Jed Collins kicks it out. It's a beautiful scheme run. And number 21, David Sims, who's pressed into service, has to make that tackle. Tough assignment for a young safety playing against the Saints.
Breeze over the middle. It's caught, and the tackle is made by Sims, but a half second late on Jimmy Graham. First down at the 45.
Jimmy Graham works the middle of the field as well as any tight end in football. Good pass protection. Drew Brees goes right through his progression, makes a pinpoint throw to his big tight end. This is the go zone, Mike, for New Orleans. They're ready for another shot after the way they've been running the football.
Brees looking deep, flag down. Contact in the secondary brings another one. We certainly have a flag on the Eagles and Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie. And back by Brees. We'll see if there was a hold.
You can almost just feel the Saints when they're about to light the fuse and go deep. That time they go after him with a double move to Lance Moore. A lot of flags out there, Mike. Maybe we'll bring Jerry in again.
This one will be offsetting in all likelihood. If the hold's on the
Fouls
Saints.
against both teams on the play. Holding, offense, number 64. Pass interference, defense, number 23. Those penalties offset. We'll replay first down.
Second pass interference on Rodgers-Cromartie, although this one won't be enforced. It's a Saints team that has lost their first 4 games, and they were close leads. And Carolina, up until yesterday, only had 1 win. It was against the Saints. Kansas City only has 1 win. It came against the Saints. Ivory, right past Asamoah. He missed the arm tackle. Jason Babin finally gets him at the 46.
This is a fast flow Philadelphia Eagle defense. The linebackers attack. In that time, they start one way, a design cutback, and Ivory takes it off the right side. But again, you're going to see some missed tackles off here on the right side. I thought Colston, number 12, got away with a holding call here. But again, Nnamdi Asomugha struggling in the open field as a tackler.
Second and short. Saints love deep passes on these plays. Jimmy Graham. Kurt Coleman trying to rip it away, but he's no Charles Tillman from Chicago. First down at the 39.
You know, when you have a fast wide receiver like Devery Henderson, use him. That time he's in a tight split. He's going to come flying out of here and clear out the deep zone, and Jimmy Graham gets a one-on-one with Kurt Coleman. Saints do a great job using their personnel. If you're fast, you're going deep. If you're a big physical target, you're working the middle of the field, and Drew Brees will find you.
From the 29, Pierre Thomas got away from Trent Cole. Got a nice block from Jermon Bushrod. Has another first down at the 10.
Well, this is a very creative shotgun draw. Their Pro Bowl left tackle, Jermon Bushrod, is going to make Trent Cole think he's going to pass protect, lure him up the field, and then go get the linebacker on the second level. Bushrod does a great job against Cole, who went to the inside. How about that block on Kurt Coleman on the second level? Oh, Bushrod still blocking people.
Takes us to the 2-minute warning, and now New Orleans rushing numbers going up. And the Eagles trying to avoid going down by 18 in the first half. Toyota halftime show coming up with Chris Berman. We usually say it's Adam Schefter and Chris Mortensen, but we upgrade tonight. Interview with President Obama and Governor Romney on the eve of the election. Coming up on the Toyota halftime show. Up 11 with the ball. Drew Brees and the Saints running it well. Running Pierre Thomas right into the goal line. And stopped just shy. One last pull back keeps Thomas from a touchdown.
Ben Grubbs on a trap play just unloads. It's almost like Philadelphia has never seen some of these runs. Watch a left guard pull and trap Thornton. I mean, these are clinic real runs. I mean, this is unbelievable the way these Saints backs have stepped up with Sproles out of the football game. But this offensive line, they got to be loving this. It's been a long time since this Saint offensive line has been able to come off and block.
Second and goal, Brees. 51 straight games with a touchdown pass. Marcus Colston on this one.
That's great design by the Saint coaching staff. And you fake a toss crack on the 2-yard line, you're going to get a response from the defense. But Marcus Colston beat Nnamdi Asomugha easily on the backside over route. You're going to see on the backside, Colston in motion is going to come on a crossing route. Nnamdi Asomugha got picked off by the referee, and it happens a lot when you play with Saints, believe me. These veteran receivers, they know how to use every advantage they can get.
Darren Hartley able to lock through the extra point, and the Saints are rolling. The Eagles are reeling, especially on defense. 21-3. New Orleans. About a month ago in here, he broke the record against San Diego, and now continues to extend it out. 51 straight games with a touchdown pass. Broke Johnny Unitas' record against his old team, the San Diego Chargers, and Drew Brees won on a Monday night in here, rewrote history in terms of the passing yardage record, breaking Dan Marino's mark a season ago. First look at a potential return, but thinking better of it, Riley Cooper stopped Brandon Boykin. So the touchdown was to Colston. That's the 54th time. It's hard to believe that a 7th-round pick, the 4th to last pick out of the draft out of Hofstra, Marcus Colston, is up there with Montana and Rice, Marino and Duper. They're 11th in the history of the NFL in touchdown tosses. Brees to Colston. That's, I bet you didn't know.
I bet I know, because he caught a lot of those against me. It's about time he gets some credit. He needs to go to a Pro Bowl. Talented, disciplined, team-oriented, tough guy.
Philadelphia 2 timeouts and 73 seconds left. And the Saints get the ball to start the second half. And Vick almost intercepted. Step away was Isa Abdul Quddus out of Fordham.
Quddus wearing that number 42. you start remembering guys like Darren Sharper that wore that number. He needs to make that interception. Vick is late down the middle to Selleck. He sees it all the way. Philadelphia's got to be real careful here. Speaking of Sharper.
Yep. Second and 10, they rushed 3, and on the sideline, Jason Avant tried to get out of bounds, did not. The gain is limited. It'll be third and about 6 in Philadelphia. Let's see, timeout taken by New Orleans. New Orleans takes a timeout with 59 seconds until halftime. Saints' Roman Harper is on the field defending Michael Vick. He put a sleeve on his knee. Injured that a bit on the last drive. Junior Gillette injured his ankle. His return questionable for New Orleans. Saints have only allowed 3 points, and their defense has put up 7. Much maligned defense. On 3rd and 6, Vick too tall for Avant, and New Orleans will get the ball back with a timeout right about 50 seconds after the kick.
And Avant is wide open once again. Michael Vick flat on his back. And this Philadelphia Eagle offense, again, they rack up yardage. They have over 200 yards, just 3 points. They came in here tonight with over 360 yards a game, Mike, and only 17 points. They have to learn how to translate these yards into points.
And in a hurry, Matt McBriar with the kick. Lance Moore's got it, 22. Return of about 3, so the Saints will have 43 seconds left. Our whole family at ESPN, just so sad to hear the passing of our friend Jim Durham, the voice of the NBA on ESPN radio. Since we got started in 1996, voice of the Bulls. He had the great call of Jordan over Elo when the Bulls beat the Cavs in the playoffs. Dallas Mavericks as well. Jim passed away at his home just outside of Houston over the weekend, 65 years old. JD could make a broadcast come to life like nobody else. And our thoughts with Jim's family, all of us who've worked with him at ESPN, adore the man. And he's a Hall of Famer and will be sorely missed. Saints take over with 1 timeout. Breeze complete to Colston, first down 36.
Philadelphia's got to rush the passer. They got the A-team out there. Babin, Cole, no pass rush at all. Drew Brees, 3 hitches, no problem.
Got to go quick, try to get in field goal range. Breeze throwing incomplete as the Eagles covered everything downfield. And finally, Cole, after some coverage, knocked down Breeze.
Very important that the Philadelphia Eagles go to the locker room and stop the bleeding. Drew Brees with 21 seconds left. He's going to work the inside part of the field. They've got to be alert for a screen pass. But they need to rev up this rush. Cole with here and Babin here need to pay off.
Here's the screen. Pierre Thomas made a nice catch on the sideline. Got himself out of bounds. Only at the 40. It's a minimal gain. They need 7 more for a first down with just 16 seconds left.
I heard them in the press box over there call that screen, Mike.
He did. No, he's just in that dark room watching film.
3rd and 6. Drew Brees loves to use these dummy snap counts to try to read the mail of the Philadelphia defense and get the Saints in a great play based on what the Eagles' coverage is.
Brees about to get hit. And as Babin had his arms around Brees' ankle, the pass was thrown incomplete with 11 seconds left. So both teams get it under 2 and not able to make much happen.
It's an important get off by the Eagles. They needed that stop desperately. Babin that time working hard to finish the play. Gets it done against Zach Strief. And Deshaun Jackson's deep, Mike. A couple years ago against the New York Giants. I remember some magic.
Deshaun Jackson has 4 career punt return touchdowns. That game ender at the Meadowlands. This is a terrific punter. And Thomas Morstead, who's combining distance and net and is having one of the better punting seasons in recent memory. Didn't let Jackson get his hands on it there. And it stopped at the 22-yard line. Oh, this first half of disappointment for the Eagles, driving for what looked to be a touchdown off the hand of Selleck. Patrick Robinson gets it, ties a Saints record, 99 yards, longest interception return of the year. Then Chris Ivory after a Philadelphia field goal with a 22-yard score. They had 3 20-plus yard runs on that drive. And Breeze took Colston a drive ago. That was 7 plays and 74 yards. And Joe Vitt, the interim coach, along with Drew Brees, trying to get this ship righted. Of course, Aaron Cromer, the offensive line coach, was the head coach for the first 6 games. Vitt had a 6-game suspension to serve. And he came right back to the office ready to work. 4 seconds left. The Eagles are just going to run it with McCoy and lose 2 yards as we get to halftime. 21-3, New Orleans leads Philadelphia. The Saints get the ball to start the second. Now here's Chris Berman with the Toyota halftime show. Boomer. First half that the Eagles didn't play all that poorly in terms of moving the ball. They only have 3 points to show for it. New Orleans gets it. Up 18, 21-3. And John, it's been part of the story throughout the year for the Eagles. Move the ball effectively, but not getting the points to show for it.
It's a hard pill to swallow. Red zone turnovers in the story of this season.
The Saints at 2-5, trying to win their 3rd in their last 4 on the line drive. Here comes Travaris Cadet, and the rookie takes it to the 21-yard line. So it was a New Orleans team that has been pass happy, needed to get the run going, and we've seen all their running backs play effectively tonight.
Yeah, after watching New Orleans, I just felt like Breeze needed a little bit of help. And when you can run the ball, that's a quarterback's best friend. How about Mark Ingram running over about 7 Philadelphia Eagles? That got the crowd in the game, and then a beautiful cutback run by Chris Ivory, and the Saints are in business. Pierre Thomas, 3 very good backs that are distinctly different, and Drew Brees has a chance to put Philadelphia away.
First down, first throws, swinging it out. Here's Ivory out of the backfield. He's pulled down by Jason Babin violently, but legally with a gain of a couple of yards. With 3 backs in the first half, and again, no Darren Sproles tonight because of the broken hand. 3, 4, and 3 on the carries, but everybody's getting big chunks of yards. The 3 20-plus yard runs by New Orleans backs here tonight, as they've been able to put up 106 rushing yards and 10 carries.
159. Yellow ready. Yellow waiting. Yellow waiting. Ready. I'm ready. Where's that?
There's another run up the middle with Ingram. He gains a couple of yards. And the Eagles trying to get a 3 and out here to start. Trent Cole with the tackle. John, that play selection so important for Philadelphia. 10 runs, 15 passes in that first half.
Yeah, New Orleans is doing a great job running the ball differently. That time a trap play right up the inside. They love to pull their left guard, Ben Grubbs, and they love to run right behind their right guard, Jari Evans. Big 3rd down.
Breeze on the slant. It's Graham for the first down again in front of the safety. David Sims is playing for the injured Nate Allen.
That's stealing. Drew Brees uses motion to read the coverage. Watch, he's going to come across in motion. The corner is going to run with Lance Moore, and Brees sees Jimmy Graham one-on-one coverage with a safety, number 21, that's never played. He says, hey, let's go after him right now. He goes to the protection. Jimmy Graham gets the one-on-one. That's what Drew Brees does for you. He eats you alive.
36-yard line, Ivory stopped back on his side of the line. Loss of a yard or 2 on the first contact, and they push us forward towards the line of scrimmage. You mentioned that safety, David Sims, who's playing for Nate Allen. Sims was at Butte Community College in California and at Iowa State. This is a guy who after high school didn't get those offers, wasn't looking at college football. So he was working a garbage truck, waste management. Overnight, he was stocking a Sam's Club. He's bounced around to the Giants in Cleveland. Eagles traded for him. His camp came to an end, and here he is trying to stop Jimmy Graham tonight. Breeze complete. Marcus Colston right near midfield.
There's no pass rush. And that's what Jim Washburn, the defensive line coach, is famous for. Get me guys that can rush the passer. Watch Drew Brees fake the ball to Ingram and just bounce his feet. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Colston has plenty of time to uncover against this zone defense if you don't get pressure on Drew Brees. it'll be a miserable night in Philadelphia.
You ready, what's that?
Travaris Cadet coming around on the run. Cadet inside the 20. Travaris Cadet with a flag down. Takes the dive by the 6. But all the Saints offensively are standing right back where that flag is at the 46-yard line. Would have been 45 yards.
Philip Hunt, number 76, in as a backup.
Holding. Offense, number 17. 10-yard penalty. Still first down.
Over pursued that play. They don't have a 17. Robert Meacham is gone, but I think it's on Colston right here blocking the perimeter.
He's had a tug of the jersey of Nnamdi Asomugha as Cadet ran by. That was the first time Cadet had run the ball from scrimmage. That would have been his first run of his career, but instead erased by the penalty.
Fourth penalty on a wide receiver in this game for blocking on the perimeter. Not often that you see that call that often.
4 down, 159. Ready. Ready, what's that?
First and 15 as the Eagles rush 4 out of the backfield. Pierre Thomas for the first down. 35-yard line.
I don't know what Philadelphia is playing on defense, but when you don't cover Pierre Thomas, you're going to get gashed. Pierre Thomas comes out of the backfield on a little wheel route, and I don't know if Kendricks is supposed to cover him or you're supposed to cover him, Mike Tirico, but somebody better cover him. All these formations, this tempo is ripping the Philadelphia Eagles right now. They can't find their coverage. They can't find the ball. And it's important they make a play defensively quickly.
Michael Kendricks is their second-round pick out of Cal. To the left goes Thomas. As this Eagles defense is being run over and run through. We mentioned Todd Bowles, who took over as the interim coach in Miami back when Tony Sparano was fired, was the DB coach here this year, had interviewed for the defensive coordinator job earlier before Juan Castillo was hired. You've probably heard Castillo, the former offensive line coach, was the DC for a year and a half. He was replaced at the bye week by Bowles. So the Philly defense give up scores on their first 6 drives in the loss to Atlanta last week.
You ready, what's that?
And the Saints picking them apart here tonight. Breeze. That time the pass of Graham was broken up by David Sims.
They get in the red zone fringe, the area right outside the plus 20. They're going to take shots. And they used Devery Henderson to come in motion and secure the backside. Here comes Jed Collins, and once again, they're going to fake the ball to Ingram, max protect the backside, and come up firing. Great play by the young safety, David Sims, but you see what offensive coordinator Pete Carmichael's trying to do. Max protect and throw shots to Jimmy Graham against the young safety.
Ready, what's that?
3rd and 6 for Breeze. In stride, Colston. What a perfect throw. Gain of 21, first down, New Orleans at the 9.
It's a lot of great things there. Pass protection. You're in a no-back set. Let's get Breeze the protection he needs. Let's nudge with Jimmy Graham and Pierre Thomas. Let's help these tackles. And Drew Brees has plenty of time to step up in the pocket and make a perfect throw. And Nnamdi Asomugha says, what do you want me to do? Marcus Colston. How do you not like a guy like Marcus Colston that can play 5 different positions and run every route in the route tree?
What a throw by Breeze. Back at it again. Lost the football. It's laying right in front of Brandon Graham, who picks it up, and that's a huge turnover forced by the Philadelphia defense. Just its 9th of the year as the pass rush forced Breeze to spit it out.
Well, Travaris Cadet blows the route. Drew Brees doesn't have anywhere to throw the ball, and number 54, Brandon Graham, may have just changed this game.
Good to be back in New Orleans here. What a turn of events as Brandon Graham came off the edge to help get the ball back for the Eagles in an 18-point hole. First drive of the half for Vic. Macklin ruled a catch on the far side.
A lot of
About
quick
5.
passing, excuse me, a lot of quick passing. That's what they did last week against the Falcons. You have 4 starters on your offensive line that are out. And coming off the bye week, last week against the Falcons, Andy Reid told us it's as conservative as I've ever been as a head coach, but you have to make some concessions when you have a lot of new linemen playing out of position.
LaShawn McCoy, the back. Vick with space, looking to launch, goes the other way, wide open, Jackson. LaShawn Jackson with a move in the open field, and Jackson with a race towards the goal and in. Touchdown, huge turn, 77 yards.
Come back to your television sets. Number 21. Patrick Robinson really struggles finding his coverage. They blow it in the secondary. Michael Vick comes right out of this naked bootleg, and no one covered DeSean Jackson. Inexcusable error. I don't know what the coverage is, but they blow it. They blitz, and no one covered him. An amazing error in a 21-3 ball game, but you don't want to make a mistake against DeSean Jackson.
Extra point added by Alex Henry. So DeSean Jackson, who has made a huge mark in his first 4.5 years of the big play touchdown, brings up 77 yards. His second receiving touchdown of the year. Eagles back in it. Well, now it's the turn of Steve Spagnuolo. That's a picture Saints fans have seen quite often this year. What were you doing? Where were you supposed to be? Patrick Robinson, why weren't you there?
And I know Sean Payton, the head coach of the Saints, is sitting somewhere watching this, and he is asking himself a lot of questions about that play.
The line drive, returnable kick for Travaris Cadet. He lost the football. It's still free, and at the bottom of the pile, David Sims, I think, might be there for Philly.
Wow.
Eagles ball on the turnover.
Here comes the Philadelphia Eagles. This is like a Rocky Balboa script.
They give Curtis Marsh 31, not 21 Sims, as it was forced out by the running back, Chris Polk.
Put a young player in key positions. You better remember, in the big leagues, you better protect the ball. Great job poking it out by Chris Polk, the former running back of the Washington Huskies. He makes an impact play here on special teams in Philadelphia. Finish a red zone drive.
Well, we're talking about Darren Sproles and his kickoff returns. He's the main guy for the Saints in kickoff returns. So Cadet, the rookie, getting his opportunity. And that was a line drive returnable kick that he brought out and spit out. Recovery credited to Brandon Hughes, caused by Chris Polk. 2 turnovers in a minute. Vick taken off. Michael Vick on the run inside of 10. First and goal, Philadelphia at the 7.
That looked like RG3 in week 1. Shotgun, play action, looking for a seam route. He's going to stick the ball in Deshaun's stomach. Nobody's open down the field. How about that elusiveness? Michael Vick must protect himself and the ball. He does both. Big first down.
Looked like Michael Vick we saw in here January 2000 when he was a freshman at Virginia Tech. Take it and take off. Playing that national championship game against Florida State in this building. First and goal. Vick, nothing there. Throws it away in the red zone. Will Smith flushing.
Don't know what that route was. DeSean Jackson working against Patrick Robinson on some kind of double move. It was like a stutter fly stop. New Orleans does a nice job knocking these eligibles out of the end zone, much like they did a couple weeks ago in Tampa, Mike.
Yeah, I was going to say, Vick was out of the pocket when they did that, and that allowed that touchdown by Tampa Bay at the end of their furious comeback to not count. Perfectly legal move when the quarterback's out of the pocket. Second and goal into the middle of the field open there. Vick, the pressure gets to him. Will Smith with the sack.
This is just incredible to me. You're in a no-back set. You have 5 blockers. It's clearly an automatic all-out blitz. Nobody is assigned to block. You only have 5 protectors, you're going to be short. And Mike Vick either needs to audible or throw the ball away, but another catastrophic pass protection error by the Philadelphia Eagles in the scoring zone. Unbelievable.
Third and goal. Vick end zone shot. Too tall for Jackson. The Macklin.
They call this Dino in Philadelphia. It's a double end. They clear out the deep zone with Deshaun Jackson, and they try to isolate Jeremy Macklin on a double end. He's going to run to the post, back to the corner, and then back to the post. Had a chance. Ball's a little high. Third trip in the red zone. They'll be lucky to get 6 points, Mike.
Alex Henry from 37 makes his 13th consecutive field goal for Philadelphia. Cadet fumbled the kickoff return. Philly had it first and goal for the third time. Second time they couldn't get a touchdown. They got 3. Well, so many folks watching back in the Philadelphia area have homes or friends on the Jersey Shore. So many areas crushed by Superstorm Sandy. American Red Cross providing meals, shelter, mobilizing resources. You can help redcross.org or text Red Cross to 90999. And you can give a $10 donation. And all the first responders and all the people who have mobilized to try and help, especially our friends devastated on the Jersey Shore. A lot of Eagle fans who are watching here tonight thinking of you. Pierre Thomas goes back for this kickoff after the Cadet fumble last time around. Thomas will bring it out from 7 deep. And a nice return to the 30-yard line. Well, we talked about Darren Sproles and his impact, John, of what he provides to the Saints beyond a sure-handed kick return.
Well, they're used to throwing his halfback choice to Darren Sproles. He comes out of the backfield. He wins every time. He gashes people with his halfback choice. But Cadet, he's not quite Darren Sproles. He doesn't get it done, and the pocket collapses on Drew Brees, and this is what caused the fumble. A little bit is not having Darren Sproles. And then you fumble the kickoff. They missed number 43.
Ivory running, and there comes Asamoah off the corner to start it. And D'Amico Ryans, we have not called the name of the linebacker that they traded for from Houston.
That's what we need from Nnamdi Asamoah. Impact the game at crunch time. Intercept the pass. Make a vicious tackle. They paid a lot of money to get the ex-Oakland Raider to push the Philadelphia Eagles over the top. And now it's time.
Mike 5'9". You ready, my son?
Mark Ingram's now the back, and Brees will throw on second down. Ingram out of the backfield, past Ryans, first down. Mark Ingram to the 44.
Checkdowns. D'Amico Ryans needs to hug that check down better than that. If there's too much space between you and the check down and you're a middle linebacker, you're going to have a hard time covering Ingram on this check down. Good pass protection. It allows Brees to get there. D'Amico looked bad there.
9-5. You ready? My son.
The 44. Fake to Thomas. Brees getting away. Throwing on the run. That is perfect, and that's a lot of the work they do after practice, day after day here in New Orleans. Devery Henderson, the reception.
And Dominic Rodgers-Cromartie's the other well-known acquisition of this Philadelphia Eagles secondary. That time